Whether it's in your budget or not, sometimes it's just nice to know what's possible when you have a team of a builder, architect, interior designer who all know exactly what they're doing and know exactly how to take what you want and make it a reality. And that's this house. How's it going, friends? Welcome to the newest build by City Homes. We featured City Homes on this channel quite a few times already, and they do unbelievable work. And this house in particular, we're not gonna tell you the address or the price. It's not gonna hit the market because it's already owned, but we do want to showcase what City Homes does because they do something truly special. And this one is no different. This house is truly dream home kind of stuff that we're talking here. We can start in the kitchen, which is truly the center of the house, as it probably should be, and it is completely worthy of that. Starting with the appliances, you have built-in Sub-Zero full height refrigerator. You have a Wolf oven and convection oven and a Wolf gas range with a griddle, which I will get to, but real quick, this is just such a cool little trick. This is freezer drawers, hidden in a way that is just so elegant. You can't tell that it's freezers. So many of these built-in Sub-Zero refrigerators, it's often like a whole wall of cabinets, right? It's panel, panel, panel. I think it's such a clever way of doing it that you have freezer drawers down here, a nice division here, and they're basically invisible. If it wasn't for a slightly larger pull, you would not be able to tell. And then that honestly just allows the refrigerator to just blend in a little bit better and not just kind of scream, this is an appliance, right? The countertops throughout the entire kitchen are this very, very nice, minimal white stone with a little bit of veining, but it's not super, super dramatic. It's minimal and kind of timeless in my opinion. A beautiful brass fixture here that really matches all of the other cabinet pulls throughout. These light fixtures are so beautiful, kind of a ceramic finish there. Ceramic sink, farmhouse sink, very timeless stuff. And then I have to say, I spent a little bit too long admiring this pot filler fixture. It's a beautiful, beautiful fixture. And then this Wolf cooktop, it's got 4 burners and this massive griddle section. It is so nice. It's about as close to art as any appliance could ever possibly get. And then this butler's pantry is just so lovely, so usable. You have the archway that leads into it, another sink, really, really nice space. I love that the same countertop continues in here. You have tons of storage with the very nice soft close drawers, of course, dovetailing on all of those joints, and another Sub-Zero refrigerator, including more freezer drawers. So if you were thinking, oh, it's not much freezer, well, you do got 2 of them, all in your kitchen. And one thing in particular that I just love is just the layout and the flow of this kitchen to this dining room, which is, by the way, the perfect size. It shouldn't be any bigger, it shouldn't be any smaller. It is perfect, and it just fits in so nicely and feels cozy, but still very spacious. And then you have this unbelievable living room, and just every view from this living room, or great room if you want to call it that, it's so beautiful. Just the view to the front door, to the stairs, to the kitchen, to the butler's pantry, it's all so awesome. And then of course, outside, you have these 8-foot windows that are from the floor, 8 feet up. They're so nice. It's Marvin windows all throughout this house. Beautiful with the real grids on the inside and the outside. And then one more little trick, you have these Lutron automated roller shades. And one thing that it's the level of detail that City Homes does is they're built in. You have a crown molding that they hide behind that if you didn't know what you were looking at, you would not know that they were shades. And it's a nice soft shade, still lets light in, gives a bit of privacy, still feels really, really warm in here kind of all throughout the day, even with those pulls. And then I would be remiss to leave out what is another focal piece of the house, which is this fireplace. First of all, the amount of glass on the fireplace itself. So beautiful, just so classy. And you have Indiana limestone for the entire surround. It's 6 inches thick. And one last little detail that I love is this ever so slight recess. It's probably about 1 inch recess. And it's a place for the TV to live. So they have a Samsung, the frame right here. Looks like a piece of art, which reminds me, one of the big requests of the owner of the home was to have a home where they could very, very prominently display artwork. And you have multiple moments throughout the house with lighting and very, very intentional uses of wall space that are just begging, waiting for artwork to exist. And with that same kind of level of intentionality, you have these really cool, calming colors throughout the whole house. First of all, a lot of white, very, very serene white paint colors throughout. But then a room like this, which by the way is an office, first of all, beautiful oak pocket doors, so nice. But you have an office space like this with very calming colors, where the walls match the trim, and again, it's these nice muted tones. You've got applied molding in there, as well as just really lovely built-in spaces there. If I'm gonna be working from a home office, not a bad place to do it. And this staircase, and actually this whole hallway, just is a moment of art. It's just craftsmanship and style and function all kind of interwoven together, and I just really, really love it. And upstairs, the level of craftsmanship, the attention to detail, of course, just continues on. And one thing that strikes me about this home and the intentionality behind it is the owners of this home asked for materials, asked for finishes that were timeless, that you cannot tell when this home was built. And I think they nailed it. This is built in, by the way. It looks like a timeless piece of furniture, built in, super cool. You have the desk area up here, bedroom number 1, and a 3/4 bathroom right here, which has some really lovely penny tile on the floor and some custom tile in there as well. And then down a few steps here, which I think is a very cool architectural moment in the house, leads you to a Jack and Jill bedroom setup. And just check out the roof line in this room. So cool, and just what a nice place to call a bedroom. And then you're in the bathroom, Jack and Jill bathroom, and these finishes are low-key so nice and so interesting. You have mixed metals kind of all throughout this. Beautiful cabinetry, beautiful countertops, basket weave tile, and then third bedroom, and you have walk-in closet, built-in cabinetry, lovely view out the backyard. And then a nice little element is that the primary suite has really good separation from the other bedrooms. You have a domicile level laundry room there, which I'm a huge fan of. You've probably heard me say that on other home tours that we've done. And then primary suite. Beautiful, beautiful space in here. Beautiful windows in here. You've got the lovely, just vaulted ceiling with the oak beam. The light fixture nails it. It's just so perfect for this house, again, with that timeless thing in mind. And all the light fixtures, by the way, are by Visual Comfort, and they just nail it in this place. You have 2 walk-in closets, his and hers walk-in closets, and then right through here is the primary ensuite. Marble floors, custom tile, including like 2 different chevron patterns. You got a soaker tub, more white oak cabinetry in the double sink setup. The finishes in here are just immaculate. And then heading to the downstairs here, you've got the 5th bedroom and the 4th bathroom, all just right through here. You have a gym room, which is really lovely, has really nice ceiling heights. But speaking of ceiling heights, you take 2 steps down here, they sunk this down even further to actually make room for a future golf sim right behind you. But what that does is it gives you unbelievable ceiling heights for this family room down here in the basement, and just beautiful material choices throughout. And by the way, architect on this home is Alexander Design Room, and the interior designer is the sitting room. And speaking of sitting rooms, this room is unbelievable. Custom cabinetry. Look at the built-in space for the TV. I don't think TVs will get any bigger than that. I think that's pretty timeless and pretty future-proof. And then of course you have the built-in bar area. The white oak continues. A couple notes. The way that it wraps around to the ceiling, and you have the built-in lights there. It's so good. And then you have the floating shelves, and the way the backsplash is just continuous all the way up there. And that's the kind of stuff that just City Homes does so well, that attention to detail and just the little moments all throughout the house. And just off the dining area, just off the kitchen, you actually have two different outdoor patio areas, one of which is kind of flexible. It has this basically seamless screen that is so nice and so usable. Screen that in, kind of get rid of the bugs on a particularly buggy night. On the other side, you have a more traditional patio area, uncovered, maybe a little bit more daylight coming in and all that. And you just have the beautiful glow of the lights from the house kind of coming through the window, kind of spilling into the backyard. And this backyard area is actually a testament to City Homes and their attention to detail and their ability to just work wonders. This backyard was actually brought down by 15, maybe 20 feet to be this level area. You have these retaining walls up against the backyard, beautiful stonework all throughout this backyard to make a nice flat area here. And they also created this nice flat area in the front yard. And another thing that I really love about what they did with this lot is that this is a pretty big house, and it sits next to homes that are of completely different decades and on the same street of homes that are very different sizes. But by pulling this lot down and building the home down, this one does not tower over its neighbors. It actually sits very nicely within the neighborhood and just kind of is woven into the fabric of a neighborhood that's existed for quite some time. All right, see you in the next one. Bye, y'all.